Welcome back, my little recusants. We are back with another episode of our Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age 100% guide. So, welcome back, first of all. We are in the year 2025 now, but worry not, there's going to be lots more Final Fantasy 12 content coming. And as I say, we're after finishing up this is our first grind in the Luxu Mines. And basically, I'm just showing you guys how it all looks once we kind of get back from doing a large chain. We can go to the Gambit shop, because this is where the game's Gambit system explodes out and becomes so much more customizable. We not only get so many more abilities, but here is our haul from everything thus far, including things like small feathers and other bits from previous hunts and things. But when we get down to our dark stones and our bone fragments, that's when you can see the 99 loot there. That's from our grind there, and you can see that we're getting 193 per singular bone fragment. And yeah, once we kind of get that all the way up to 99, I think I sillily don't realize that I can actually move the up arrow to the 10 instead of going up to the units. So you could actually get that much better. But now we have 20k. And what you might or might not remember from many episodes past was that we have unlocked these special items in the bazaar called Monographs. And essentially all these forgotten grimoires, they all allow us to basically get certain types of enemies to drop different loot. And these are very much end game items because they're so expensive. And we also got other different things like bows and extra quivers and better arrows and things. So you get loads of other items, you have parallel arrows now. And you can also buy assorted leathers. And if you don't need them, you can just sell the leather breastplate and headgear for more money than you bought in the bazaar. But essentially, if you go along and you purchase, you're after getting the Scholar Monograph. And essentially, I just go back and forth to and from the Luxu Mines until all of those different monographs are bought. And that's where we're going to pick up our episode, later on this episode, we're going to pick up our game now having every single monograph, so we can get all these rare item drops from enemies throughout our playthrough. And as you can see, we've also had things like iron helms and such. You can get rid of the excess stuff and then buy more gambits. So that's kind of how I did it. I got 99 of an item. We then went along and we bought new gambits with any extra money from the helmets that might have been dropped. And as I say, by the time we're finished, we're going to basically have every single gambit bought. Now, it's all very boring and it's all very, very much off screen, but they're not expensive. So just buy them. And as you can see, the time now on the clock has jumped forward dramatically. And we're just at another, 99 sale of bones and a 99. Yeah, look, I managed to go over and change the 10s rather than the units. And we got 88 dark stones, or 68 dark stones as well. One off being a nice number. But yeah, we're after getting so many different monographs now. And as I say, when we go to the license board as well, you're going to realize, oh my god, we got so many, license points for our characters. And what's even more brilliant is the idea that we can go along and just outfit everybody in the best gear. So we can have everybody geared up. We can have everybody ready and rocking and rolling. So sorry, this was just the kind of back and forth, I suppose. And now we have the Scholar and the Sage monographs, and like that it says you can get better acquisitions from constructs, better acquisitions from elements. Now, if I were ye, I'd probably go and make sure you can get the one that is superior loot for undead first. But as you can see, we've kind of gotten a bit more extreme. So beasts and avians, giants and insects, there's so many, dragons and plants. loot from fiends, loot from undead as well. So I'd go for the War Mage Monograph first, just because you're grinding off undead enemies. Just a little, you know, hindsight's 2020 that I should have been doing that. But now we're up into the 24s. Our license boards are going to look totally different. And I suppose when I finally gotten all of the monographs, I was like, no. Now is the time that we finally just get all our characters the best gear that they can, and then we can just steamroll the next few portions of the game. Like, we've gone up nearly 10 levels in just trying to get the money together to, you know, have all the monographs, etc. And now we can just go in and see, oh right, the bronze shield, that'll go good for our tank Bosch. Do we need maybe another item for Vaan maybe? And like that, if you can go to even the weapons as well, just once you're able to get really good armor for all your characters, like 1 boost to strength, you know, it's all really good stuff. And likewise, we had over, you know, 1,000 license points. So it's just the case now where I'm just spending it to make sure we can get to and through as much accessories, because I'm trying to build my way down to this little L shape here, down to the bottom, because we're getting more like passives like potion lore and HP ups and swiftness, etc. But what I realistically in hindsight should have done is probably gone a bit along the daggers and shields, but I really just wanted swiftness because Vaan gets combos, and so the more often you can re-trigger his attack animation, the better. But like that, I was kind of just beelining down to his next quickening, the White Whirl. And then once you get that, you have access to his ninja blades, the Dark Blade license there. And then after that, I was kind of like, I'll go have a look here, and then I can see ninja swords there. So I'm like, all right, and another swiftness, so and battle lore, so I'll just go this way. But realistically, I'm kind of looking back and I'm like, probably should have gone for like light armor and like, you know, a couple of other bits. But at the same time, you can just, like, they're cheap enough. Like, you can just sort of get those with a small bit of grinding. Like, it's not that much of a loss. Whereas when you have such a surplus now, and we're able just to get him battle lores and more swiftness, like, it's all really positive. But this is where I at least want you to see my thought process rather than just opening up the license board and you all just looking and being like, oh, it's just completely changed since the last time we saw any of these characters 10 levels ago. And I'm getting gambit slots just because we're after getting all the different specifications that, like, it is just more useful now that, like, if Bosch can, like, target certain foes with certain abilities, or I suppose just specify that, like, he has to attack people attacking the party leader, etc, etc. But we're getting our battle lores and we're getting our armors and swords. That's the main thing here. As I say, you can also get other passives in his skill tree, or his license board, I should say, to be more accurate. You can get licenses that, for example, increase his block chance. But for now, I'm just like, does it say sword? Let's get it. Does it say battle lore? Let's get it. And as I say, at least we'll always be able to equip the brand new items, you know, when they appear. But now, I'm not the biggest fan of great swords, I'll be honest. I rather the sword and shield combination, just because, yes, he's tanky, so we want him to be tanking the best, so you have, like, shield block there. So since he has other passives like shield block, etc., and we've been buying licenses for shields as well, it doesn't make sense to me, at least, that you would then give him a great sword to then undermine not only all the shield upgrades you've been getting him, but also all of the, you know, bonuses to block, the single-handed swords and the shields. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just makes sense more so to have him as a sword and shield wielder. And then we have another battle lore. So all of our melee hitters are just getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and this is where having the random steal allows Balthier just to hop much further down a lot earlier than others. And like that, we're just looking for the Phoenix lore, battle lores, swiftnesses, and HP boosts. So you are going to see Balthier's HP absolutely skyrocket into the thousands. It is unbelievable. So like plus 70, plus 110, so that's 180, plus 230 is like nearly 600, plus another 270 is 870, plus 310 is like 1,100. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And as I've always said, your HP boosts, the lower levels you are, matter more, because you're literally changing a character that has, you know, 500 HP. You're adding like HP plus 250. You're giving them a 50% HP boost, rather than if they've already been to like level 40 or 50, they're already around 1,000. You're now just giving them, you know, diminishing returns of a boost. But when we go to look at Balthier now in a second, you're going to realize, oh my god, they all just have HP massively in the thousands now. They're also quite over leveled for this area of the game, so when we get to like enemies doing damage, they're going to be only attacking for, you know, less than 100 maybe. So with games where with this game particularly, it's powerful, you know, and we're getting our battle lores and our magic lores as well. So now we're probably going to do a big spend now for that 190, I think. Yeah, I think I do. That's basically the best gun he can naturally get in the game. Guns, no, I don't go for gun 7 for whatever reason. Oh no, I did have a reason. I go for 5 and 6, so now we have them all in a row. That makes more sense. That does. You can tell that I'm doing the commentary with like a little while ago. But I do just know it's like the main broad strokes are we fill out we fill out everybody's license board. I keep going to go Crystarium. I keep going to go Sphere Grid. I'm in every other Final Fantasy game bar the one that we're in at the moment. But everyone's getting battle lore. It's like the thing that's in at the moment. But the archer really is the item specialist. Like Fran gets potion lore, phoenix lore, and a bunch of remedies. So her item usage is just really powerful. And she also gets a lot of the techniques like poach and libra, etc. So they're going to be really powerful once we get up to here. So HP plus 30, and we're going to get more HP plus 70, 100. And then again, more HP when we get to the 110. So now it's just the case of what will unlock the node cheapest. And so, yeah, 150 like that again, where we're just going to see it skyrocket. Which is not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. And then we get to see this corner here where we get more HP. And then another quickening. So, yeah, it's it's brilliant, really, to be honest. It's good. And then I'm like, do I just get the ribbon or do I get the 90? I get the ribbon and the 90. I can get both. Wonderful. So this is the episode where everyone just became an absolute tank. Let's look at the pause menu really quickly when we get out of the license board. Like, what is everybody's HP at the moment? We can have a team of 3, but like, yeah, everyone's jumped up into the 2000s. With now Bosch being the lowest HP guy, even though he's the tank, just because I focused on getting him weapons and armor rather than the HP boosts. That's so funny. That's so funny. And then I just show you guys, yeah, we got all these different achievements while off screen. So we're after using magics 200 times. We're after getting the Spellslinger trophy. We're after getting the selling lots of loot. We're after getting the blood dance. I think we had that already. And then Penello for acquiring 100,000 gil. And then the Wayfarer getting 50k steps, as well as using techniques 100 times. And that was just from Vaan using Libra anytime Libra ran out around the undead. So we've gotten a lot of achievements. We've gotten all the monographs. We're after getting tons of experience. We're after getting tons of money to get the monographs, as well as loads of equipment, all of the gambits. And now we're going to go back to the Luciu mines and continue the story. Larsa now having HP into the thousands. I'm literally just like, here's the skeleton one. We are just fast forwarding. We are super speeding. We are going by everything. We're fleeing. We're not going... We're going to just continue on as normal from here. But as you can see, bone fragments still dropping super easily, which we love. But the damage output, we are doing... Like, they can't even hit us. And what we're really going to see is actually an optional different cutscene. Because, little spoiler, we end up running into a boss fight where the game wants you to run away. The game wants you to turn your heels because the fight's too strong. You're not going to be able to beat it. But of course, like in any kind of RPG, they do obviously have the condition or the failsafe of they'll have an extra cutscene if you did massively over level. But we're going to get a pretty major cutscene, so I'm going to pause for that once it's there. But we're after getting the Assassin's Dagger, and this is basically one of Vaan's really good weapons for a while. It gives us a massive boost in attack power, and it comes with the potential for an instant KO. He just has the death effect on that dagger. And I realized, why am I walking around with only 2 people in the party? And then I go, Fran, it's just the boys' trip. Larsa and the boys hitting up the mines.
This is what I came here to see.
What's that?
It's nethicite. Manufactured nethicite.
Nethicite?
Unlike regular magicite, nethicite absorbs magical energy. This is the fruit of research into the manufacture of nethicite. All at the hands of the Draclaw Laboratory. So this is where they're getting the magicite.
Errand all attended to, then?
Thank you. I'll repay you shortly.
No, you'll repay us now. We have too much on our hands to go on holding yours. So, where did you hear this fairy tale about nethicite? And where did you get that sample you carry? What do you know about the Draclaw Laboratories? Tell me, who are you?
Balthier.
You kept us waiting, Balthier. You slipped away in Albinar. We missed you. First the judge and now this boy. The whole affair has a smell of money about it. I may have to wet my beak a little.
Keep your snout in the trough where it belongs. This thinking ill befits you, Begamnon.
Balthier. Too long have I gone unpaid. I'll carve my bounty out of that boy.
Where's Penello? We're taking her back.
The girl? Why keep the bait when you've landed the fish? We cut her loose on the way here and then off she ran crying like a babe.
Hey!
So there's a lot to unpack, but we'll unpack after this quick boss fight. What you're meant to do is flee.
Wait up.
We'll not be able to take them all. Fight who we must, leave the rest.
Yeah, so they're basically saying, yeah, you're meant to flee from these guys. But we are incredibly overpowered. What I'm after getting underneath Vaan as well, we're after getting quickenings for Vaan. And basically they're like limit attacks. And they're super AoE powerful. But we're not going to worry about that because we're just going to attack. That's what the mist command is. Under Vaan and everybody else. But nobody else has limits yet. So we're just going to attack his flunkies. And we're going to hope that we can like land some quick KOs. And we're also after getting some motes, some aura motes, I believe. So we're going to just chuck an Owl Aurora to damage everybody. A nice 300 from the moat. So if we can drop another one, see we've 7. So we can actually do lots of AoE damage. And we're after losing our 4 chain of the skeletons. Oh no! But look, we've HP in the 2s of thousands for 2 of our guys. We're not the least bit worried. Now this is the main guy. This is like Bagamban himself. And admittedly, he's taking a while to go down, you know. He is not making this easy. And what I then decide to do is, oh, can I actually go and attack the other guy that's behind him? Like maybe he's the spellcaster who's doing stuff really annoyingly. But then I'm like, actually, just power, just keep going. He's healing 58. We're doing like 176 a go. And now we're comboing. We're comboing, see, and we're parrying. And that was actually the instant KO effect.
Confound you! I will have my pound of flesh yet, Balthier!
So, even though we weren't even nearly there, it cuts the cutscene there because it says maybe you fought him in the middle of the mines. But anyway, that's not normally a cutscene you get. Normally you'll flee and then everyone will kind of say, oh, I think we lost them, they've stopped their pursuit. And you can kind of go from there. Since we're at this side of the mines, we can now wander around here and collect some nice treasure. And obviously there's a gate there that we can hopefully activate later when we come back. Because once again, in Final Fantasy 12, backtracking is king. But lots happened. We've learned that the Empire are crafting artificial nethicite. This young fella, Lamount, was very much like, oh, I just want to do this one errand. But like Balthier was having none of it. He was like, who are you? How do you have all this information? Like, what the heck are you talking about? And then likewise, even Bagamban was like, oh, this kid looks like he's lots of money, da 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 da. And it just all was a bit chaotic. But Lamount isn't who he says he is. And we're after learning that the Empire is creating artificial nethicite, it's called. Or manufactured nethicite. And why the Empire are building this, we are yet to know. But how does this Lamount character know so much about the Empire and its inner workings and presumably top secret affairs of very high up people in the Empire, like those working at the Draknor laboratories? It begs a question, and the question will be answered soon. And as I say, you know, Vaan's HP looks so low, even though you're like, he actually has 750. So it probably was as high as when we started here in Bjerva only 2 episodes ago. But I'm just putting it on the maximum speed just because you've been through here, you've seen it, and it's just really funny because normally when you're being chased by Bagamban, that like intense boss music is playing all the while, and now we're just like durdling along. There's like no major panic or fear, you know? And now that we get back to the beginning, we get another interesting cutscene giving us an answer to those questions that we have. So I'll chat to you once it's over.
I see you've been out walking without the company of your cortege, Lord Larsa. We caught her wandering out of the mines. You must take care with such undesirables about.
I was kidnapped.
Silence.
If it is a crime to wander on one's own, then I too am guilty. Marquis, I trust that your estate can accommodate another guest.
Why not?
Judge Geese. I shall heed your counsel. I will not travel unaccompanied any longer.
That was unexpected.
Thank you, Penelo.
Of course.
Larsa just went and stole our girl.
What's Penelo doing? And what's the deal with that Lamount?
That's no Lamount. Larsa Solidor, fourth son to Emperor Grummis and brother to Vain.
What? That kid?
Do not worry. I believe he will treat her well.
Nobody knows men like Fran does.
Our purposes lead the same way. To Ondor. We must find means to approach him.
The Marquis is channeling money to organizations opposing the Empire. We'll start there.
So that's our answer. Lamount is a Larsa. Larsa is the son of the Emperor, brother to, Solidor. And now he's just gone and, rescued Penelo, technically. But, has essentially stolen her. He's like, yep, you're my little guest now. We're going to look after you. That's cool. But now what we basically need to do is do our best to get ourselves into a meeting with the Chancellor of here, because it is clear that he is kind of playing both sides. He's working with the Empire publicly, but probably funding resistance movements in the background. So it all depends. And it's all that tricky intrigue and political intrigue, etc. But we're after getting a good few more points, so we're just gonna buy another gambit slot. And as I say, you can have 2 license boards, and with the way that I grind, I'm going to want both license boards because we can very much fill these up quite quickly. But that's pretty much been, I know it's one episode, but this is it's a funny kind of episode because it was kind of the end of the last episode, which was before I did the big grind, and now we're seeing the culmination of our grind now. But all of this means we can kind of just plow through story like there's nobody's business, because we're not going to be underleveled, we're not going to be struggling. We can just, go and keep going until we get further into the game. And what's super exciting is that Penelo is still around Bajurba, so we can definitely get her back, and the sooner we get her back, the sooner we get our wife mage back. And as you've seen, we had thousands of license points to spend, and with Penelo, she's going to have all of those stockpiled, so it's going to be brilliant.
Marquis Ondor announced my execution 2 years ago. If news of my survival were to spread, the Marquis may find his position compromised.
The men he's been funding bear little love for the Empire. They won't be thrilled to discover that rumors of your death were, in fact, greatly exaggerated. If we were to raise a clamor to that effect, we might just get their attention.
Nothing to it. I'll just go around town spreading the word. How about this? I'm Captain Bosch von Rotzenberg of Dalmasca.
So what you're saying is I have to be loud, obnoxious, and spread notoriety and terror? I'm in.
Well, what do you think?
That certainly qualifies as a clamor. All right, Vaan, get to it. For the girls' sake, eh? Oh, and the more people around to witness your little performance, the better. If we're going to reach the Marquis, it's up to you. We'll be waiting here if you need us.
Catch you guys next time.